that there's this many people that hadn't got something better to do this afternoon. Thank you so much for showing up. I want to thank the venue for inviting me. I told them I wanted to play before we all got drunk, so I can get drunk with you. There are so many dogs in here. I'm going to tell you a joke. Because if I die before we see one another again, or you die before you see me, I want to tell you this joke. There was this doctor up in the mountains that got a call. He needed to make a house call. So he drove his car as far as he could get it, and he stopped and he went to walk, and he walked the last mile to this little cabin. When he came around the curve where he saw the cabin, this great big hound dog jumped on him. Just started licking him and jumping on him and leading him up to the cabin. He got up to the cabin, the lady opened the door, and the dog ran in and ran over to the bed of the infirmed man and licked him in the face and just made a general ass out of himself. The doctor went on and did the examination and did not want to discipline the dog because people who have dogs don't like other people disciplining them. So he made his diagnosis and he reached in his bag and gave a couple pills to the lady, and she gave him a couple dollars, and he walked across the floor and walked out the door, and he was going down the steps, the front steps. And the lady said, she opened the door and she said, "Doctor, you forgot your dog." You see, they thought it was his dog, and God, that's a great joke. I don't know what the hell's the matter with people. I didn't know what to put together for a song set list, so I didn't know what we were going to be playing to, whether I was playing to a bar crowd or a listening room. So you're going to get to hear some songs that I like, because I figured if y'all were drunk and you were talking to one another, I'd just go ahead and play these, and I like them. I'm an old guy. I play a lot of old songs, the 50s and 60s and 70s. Anybody that knows me knows that there's going to be, in any set that I do, there'll be two things. One will be at least one gospel, which will come a little later, and there'll be a Hank Williams. We might as well go ahead and get out of the way. Today I passed you on the street, and my heart fell at your feet. I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. Somebody else was by your side, and you look so satisfied. I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. A picture from the past came slowly stealing as I brushed your arm and passed so close to you. Then suddenly I got that old time feeling. I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. The news is out all over town that you've been seen all running round. My first mistake, my first great sin. What can I do? You win again. Hey, hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How about cooking something up with me? Hey, hey, sweet baby, don't think maybe we can find ourselves a brand new recipe. I got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill, and I know a spot right over the hill. There's sort of pop and that's free. So if you want to have fun, come along with me. Say, hey, good looking. What you got so much. I want y'all to lower your expectations, right smart. This is what it's going to be like. We practiced. This is my friend Eric Lockwood. If we don't sound as good as we ought to, it's my fault. I didn't want to do this as a solo show because when you do a solo show and you make a mistake, it's damn hard to find somebody to blame it on. So he agreed to come up for this one. We did practice. You can't tell it because you don't know how bad we were when we started. If you don't think we sound very good, we didn't either. So we started drinking, and we got to where we were sounding pretty good. So if you don't think we're sounding too good, what you need to do is get another beer. This place needs to sell some beer. I hate to play fast songs. I'm an old guy. But I need to warm up on something that is a little faster. If these people will quit having a meeting over here. In the woods at the end of a tree, stood a log cabin made of earth and wood. Lived a country boy called Johnny B. Good. Never learned to read and write so well. He would play a guitar like a ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny B. Good. By the railroad track, the engineer sitting in the shade, strumming to the rhythm that the driver made. People would pass by and say, "My oh my, the country boy can play go go, go Johnny, go go go, woo, go go go, go go, Johnny be go." His mama said today will be a man and you will be the leader of a big old band. People will come from miles around to hear you making music when the sun goes down. Maybe someday you'll get like this. Johnny be good tonight. Go, 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 Johnny, go, go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, Johnny be good. I went around in the crowd before I got up here a little earlier, and several asked how long I've been playing. I'll be 67 years old in about 6 weeks. I do probably 40 to 50 shows a year. It's not that I'm that good. I got some famous relatives, and that's okay. Because if I wasn't here, I'd be sitting on the front porch picking with a bunch of drunks and rednecks. I got a guitar in 1960. In 1960, I was 13 years old. My daddy had gone and bought me a guitar, a $5 guitar. At that time, you made about $5, about a buck an hour. So it was about 5 hours worth of work. Today, you make maybe $15 an hour. So 5 times that's maybe $75. You can go to a pawn shop and buy a guitar for $75. You won't get a good one, but you'll get one you can start on. I was sitting in the living room thinking, God, what a great instrument. Didn't have a clue as to how to play it. My brother walked by. He said, "You want me to show you how to play that?" And I said, "Yeah." He showed me a C, a 4-fingered F, and a G7. And with those three chords, I was set loose on the world. And I didn't mind. I played for probably 8 or 9 months and never suspected there was anything else there. In 1960, you could play most songs with 3 chords. Until I ran up on this song. Dream, 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 dream. And I knew I was missing something. And when I found that 4th chord, which is an A minor, I was in hog heaven. God, I was in tall cotton, son. I could now impress some pretty good looking girls. I'd been impressing the really ugly ones, but dream, 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 dream when I want you in the night, and I want you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream, 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 dream when I want you in my arms, and I want you and all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips and wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. There were a ton of love songs. When I learned a couple more chords, one I played is one called "Oh Carol," and I found that girls that are named Carol really do like this one. By the way, boys, we'll talk about love here in a little bit, and you don't say anything good about some other girl in front of your wife or your girlfriend, because they don't take that all that well. And it don't make any difference whether you mean anything by it or not. They don't take that very well. If you say, you know, she has nice hair, oh God. The Avett brothers' mother is right back yonder in a red jacket. She's the important part of this. She's selling the CDs. Pay attention to that. We'll do this one too. Whoa, Carol. I am not a fool. Darling, I love you. Though you can be cruel. You hurt me. And you make me cry. But if you leave me, I wish you would die. There will never ever be another, no matter what you do. Don't ever leave me. Say you'll never go. I will always want you for my sweetheart, no matter what you do. Oh, Carol, I'm so in love with you. One more, boys. You're going to have to sit through this because the girls like this one. This one is in the top 5 that got played. And women like this one. Guys don't care much for it. It has a lot to do with love and stuff like that. Why only fools share. Should I my 3 chords, I attack. But I found out, like most pickers, like most young pickers, what I did was, and that don't go very far. After a while, you got to do something with this guy over here. Just don't go very far. There were several people who taught picking at that time, and one that I liked was Merle Travis. And he did what was called Piedmont style, or alternating pick. It's like this. And if you got a 4/4 measure, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That don't go very far either. But if you mix up, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, it sounds like this. Now slow, that don't sound like much. But if you pick it up, people think you know what you're doing. You don't really know what you're doing. And if you throw in a finger pop, it sounds like this. Or 2. And if you work hard at it, you got Willie Nelson. Last night I went home and I knocked at my door. I called to my love as I oft had before. I knocked and I knocked, but no answer there came. No distant, no voice called my name. And I could not believe it was true, Lord, Lord, no, I could not believe it was true. My eyes filled with tears and I must face in years, and I could not believe it was true. Yeah. Someday when we meet up yonder, we'll stroll hand in hand again. In a land knows no pause, blue eyes crying in the rain. Don't tell Willie I did that, but that's kind of the way he sounds. But anyway, one more of the 60s kind of stuff. When I started actually getting active in the picking part, Bob Dylan was around. Sit and wonder why, if you don't know by now. I ain't no use to sit and wonder why, baby. When the rooster crows at the break of dawn, shoot out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason that I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. Ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. Light, I never know. Ain't no use in turning on your light, babe. I'm on the dark side of the road. Still I wish there was something you would do or say to try to change my mind and stay. We never did too much talking anyway. Don't think twice, it's alright. goodbye is too good a word to me, so I'll just say fare thee well. I'm thinking and wondering all the way down the road. I once loved a woman, child untold. I gave her my heart, but she wanted my soul. Don't think twice, it's all right. One more round. We shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have done that one. But anyway, what the hell. I guess I was hired on here as a singer-songwriter, and I'm probably going to have to do something that I wrote sooner or later. This is sort of just kind of to ease you into it. I heard this song twice in my life. The first time I heard it, I was coming down 77, down Fancy Gap Mountain, listening to 98.1, I believe, a country station up in Galax, Virginia. The name of the song is Shoestring. I heard the song and I loved it. So when I got to the bottom of the hill, I pulled off and I wrote down what I remembered, which wasn't much. Went back to the house and did what any singer-songwriter does, you just make it up. Because hell, y'all don't know the words either. I live in fear that there's somebody out there that actually knows this song. I don't live in much fear. It's not enough not to do it. Every town has a guy like this. Shoestring kind of dances to his own tunes. He lived on the river by the railroad track, had an old wood stove and a one-room shack. Shoestring was the only name he known. I'd go to visit, he'd talk, I'd listen, lay out of school, he'd take me fishing, sitting on the bank, fishing and wishing. People say, Shoestring, you ain't got no money. Shoestring, you can't hang around here. Shoestring, you got your hat on backwards. He do more than most folks do. He won't talk unless you ask him to. He'd go downtown someday, he'd make a little money dancing with his feet. Shoestring was a ham-boning son of a gun. He'd slap him left, he'd slap him right, he'd beat them legs till he was out of sight. Shoestring, we're gonna miss you around here. People say, Shoestring, you ain't got no money. Shoestring, you can't hang around here. Shoestring, you got your hat on backwards. He do more than folks do. He won't talk unless you ask him to. Go for a lead. He won't talk, let you ask him to. I went to see him, they said he was gone. Said he had moved to an old folks home. Shoestring done retired on Uncle Sam. He's living it up in his private room, rocking in his chair and eating them prunes. Shoestring was a friend of mine. Woo! People say, Shoestring, you ain't got no money. Shoestring, you can't hang around here. Shoestring, you got your hat on backwards. He do more than most folks do. He won't talk unless you ask him to. How long are you supposed to play?
We'll keep going till it's
I do a lot of traveling. I play a bunch of shows a year. And I play up and down the East Coast. I play out in California. I don't know why people want to come and watch an old man make a fool of himself. But I was thinking before we started this thing, there's probably two things that you're thinking. One is, what's that old man doing up on the stage? And the other is, what the hell am I doing here? I ain't got no real good answer for either one of those, not yet, but I will have. I play a lot up in the Ohio Valley, up in Ohio and Pennsylvania and western New York, over to Chicago and back down. Murder songs. I've written two of them. I'm going to play one tonight that's is not recorded yet. I think I'm going to play it. I was up in Ohio and I was introducing the song and I said, y'all know, surely you know this song. I asked my Lord to take a walk, just a little walk, take a walk where the waters flow, down by the banks of the Ohio, and only say that you'll be mine, and in no other arms entwined, down beside where the waters flow, down by the banks of the Ohio. God, I love that part. Down by the banks of the Ohio. And they said, no, we've never heard that song. I'm as far from here to the street from the Ohio River. And I'm saying, what the hell do you mean you've never heard that song? I said, but I bet you've heard this song, which happened about 60 miles from here. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. That's enough of that crap. Or there's another one. 10 years ago, on a cold dark night, someone was killed in the town hall light. Everyone who saw, they all did agree that the person who fled looked a lot like me. She walks these hills in a long black veil, visits my grave when the night winds wail. No, that's enough of that one. There have been a number of murder committed here, committed around here. There was one that was committed within a quarter mile of my house. This is the one I wrote this song about. Where I come from, if you write a song about somebody's relatives, the relatives will come and kick your butt. So I just call this guy Old Bones. I don't think any of his relatives are here, and I don't think that I've written anything bad about it. His name was Jacob Dove. This happened in 1851. An old man, about 5 years ago, I was down in the pasture. We live on the farm, and I was down in the pasture cutting up a tree. It was down in the fall, and it was probably 5 o'clock, and I looked up at the pasture gate, and Susie was standing up there with some man. She said, this man wants to talk to you. I said, it's close enough to dark. I'll just grab up the stuff, and I'll come on up. So I got the chainsaw and all the stuff that goes with it and walked up to the pasture gate. The guy stuck his hand out and he said, I think my great-great-great-grandpa is buried on your land. And I said, ain't my land. He said, do you know the story I'm talking about? I said, yeah. He said, would you tell me what you know about it? I said, yep. But You got to remember that I was told this story probably 25 to 30 years ago by a man who was 75 years old at that time. He said, tell me, and I did. This guy, Jacob Dove, heard somebody was messing with his wife. There's the first lesson, guys. It ain't worth it. Don't shoot him. God almighty, don't shoot him. Go kick his butt, but don't shoot him. Anyway, he shot him. He shot another guy, too. The law came up. They arrested him. They took him to Salisbury, and they found him guilty and sentenced him to hang, which he did. There is a pile of stones about between an eighth and a quarter mile from our house, over beyond the woods in another pasture. A big pile of stones on a pile of bones. And that's what this story is about. And every time I write a song, I got to go by my wife and my kids that I'm not saying something that I shouldn't say in front of y'all. Let me say this, which I should have said right off the bat. I speak for myself alone. I do not speak for anybody else. And I apologize if I hurt your feelings. I don't apologize for what I said. I don't apologize for how I think. You got the right to think any way you want to, and I do too. So, hope I don't offend anybody with this. Over in the pasture where the green grass grows, there's a big pile of bones on a little pile of bones. Ain't nobody knows about this. Ain't nobody cares. I was standing there wondering about the rocks and such when an old man came up, told me about Moses' bad luck. Old Bones heard a man bragging about messing with his wife. Old Bones told some others he'd pay with his life if he found him out. He wouldn't shoot to kill. It didn't take long, the guilty party was found. Old Bones sealed the deal, left him dead on the ground. Well, old Big John Law rolled up in a gang. They arrested Bones and said he should hang. Right here we come to a question I think ought to be heard. Does a man have the right to protect what he owns? Take that God's way, thinning the herd. So they hung old Bones and said goodbye to his wife for a fit of rage. He paid with his life. Ain't it funny how we react in strife? Old Bones paid the price for what he had done. The guilty man paid for what? Having some fun. I ain't judging here what's right and what's wrong. Just a thought about how society moves along. Seems to me only the guilty should pay with their bones. Just wondering here what's right and who's wrong, and who ought to be down under all them damn stones. Two of my favorite writers, Tom T. Hall and Merle Haggard. They were the absolute real deal. You might not like them, but they are the absolute real deal. This song the boys do every once in a while. I've done it with them enough. I wanted to do it tonight. If you love somebody enough, you'll follow wherever they go. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. you'd seen her, you'd tell me, 'cause you are my friend. I've gotta find her and find out the trouble she's in. If you tell me that she's not here, you can follow the trail of my tears. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. She'd get mad, she'd say she'd come back to Memphis someday. That's how I got to Memphis. That's how I got to Memphis. I've got to find her and tell her that I love her so. I'll never rest till I find out why she had to go. Thank you for your precious time. Forgive me if I start to cry. That's how I got to Memphis. 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 Hey, where y'all going? Come back here. Oh, I do that every once in a while. You're gonna like this one. You're gonna like this one. Well, I met him in Montgomery, Alabama. I was waiting on the bus. He was shining shoes. And I heard him say, I'm a giant man, #1 in the land. Woo, giant man, make a giant way to stand. Give me a tip if you can, I'm a giant man. Well, I can sing, I can dance, I can play a harmonica too. Got a brand new thing calling Southside Montgomery Blues. You better stick around and watch, 'cause I'm an internated fool. I'm a giant man, #1 in the land. Woo, giant man, make a giant way to stand. Give me a tip if you can, I'm a giant man. $100 bill, kind of alligator. When the big got scared, I prepare for a dime. I'm a giant man, #1 in the land. Woo, giant man, make a giant way to stand. Give me a tip if you can, I'm a giant man. She had a lot of hoochie-coochie ways. She was bumming and grinding, paid the girl $1 a day. But she was short on age, and the law come and took her away. I'm a giant man, #1 in the land. Woo, giant man, make a giant way to stand. Give me a tip if you can, giant man. Give me a tip if you can, giant man. It's about time for us to go, I guess. I want to do one more. I want to do one more in particular. Roger Miller is a hero of mine. He died not wanting you to remember that he wrote "Dang Me, Dang Me." Yeah, ought to take a rope and hang me. And you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd and crap like that. He was a pretty serious writer sometimes. One of the songs that he wrote, Scott did to CMT, and he did such a good job of it. I'll try. Sometimes when you get older, you feel like you were left behind. I understand why my mama was ready to die when she did. She had been left behind. Most of her friends are dead. She did not understand cell phones. She didn't understand computers. And there comes a time. I feel like I've sort of been left behind. I ain't quite ready to die. But I feel like I've been left behind by the Methodist Church, country music, and probably the Democratic Party. I think there's something wrong with a young man that isn't a Democrat and an old man that ain't a Republican. You get beat up so much, you finally get around to it. But anyway, you think however you want to. Hell, that's all right. I ain't here for that. People in the city call me country because of how I walk and talk and smile. I don't mind them laughing in the city, 'cause the country folks all say I'm city-fied. The fighting men, they think I am a coward, because I never push no one around. And the general people call me troublemaker, 'cause I always fight and stand my ground. Funny, I don't fit. Where have all the average people gone? Some pious people point and call me sinner, because to them I've never seen the light. Other people think I am a preacher. Really, I'm just trying to do what's right. And the wealthy people think I am a fool, lean and hungry, writing mournful songs. And the poor people think I am a rich man. Really, I'm just trying to get along. Funny, I don't fit. Where have all the average people gone? And the government has given me a number on my birth and life and death. Still my woman thinks I'm awfully important, like the moon and the sky and the sun and